We had Todd Frazier now of the White Sox at number 10. At number 9, it was Kyle Seager of the Seattle Mariners. From the Cardinals, it was Matt Carpenter at number 8. Moving down the list, from Pittsburgh Pirates, Jung Ho Kang was at number 7. Next up, rising star from the Colorado Rockies, Nolan Arenado at number 6. And then the surprise from the Dodgers, it was Justin Turner at 5. And at number 4, the Shredder goes back to the deep talent pool, and another rising young star getting better every year, returning to the Shredders list after missing it last year, Manny Machado of the Baltimore Orioles. Major breakout season for the young talent who was being held back by injuries. In just his age 22 season last year, Machado played all 162 games, slugged over 500 for the first time. You know he has an excellent glove, so with the offensive output, he had a 7-win season and put the prospect of superstardom back on track. This guy has been a staple atop the Shredders list in past years. The former number 1 player entering last season, Adrian Beltre of the Texas Rangers. Beltre, with a rough first half of 2015, became roaring back to have a respectable season. Injuries limited him to 143 games, and that is a concern as he now enters his age 37 season. Even with the bad start, the defensive stalwart finished with a .334 on base, slugged .453. This keeps his lofty ranking from the Shredder. So, coming in at number 2, back to the Shredders list, power hitter, reigning National League Rookie of the Year award winner, Kris Bryant of the Chicago Cubs. Yeah, it didn't take long. He was a top prospect, sitting pretty in the minors, and he did not disappoint once the Cubs brought him to Wrigley Field. Bryant had a .369 on base, slugging .488 in his rookie season, but most figured that this kid would hit. The question was the glove at third base, and Bryant surprised a lot of people by coming in with a +4 in defensive runs saved, meaning he was above league average as a fielder. Now, even though he was brought up on April 17th, a little late, Bryant was still a 6-win player last year. Only Josh Donaldson and Manny Machado were better among third basemen, and both of those guys had career years. The number 1 third baseman in the game right now, it is the American League MVP, Josh Donaldson of the Toronto Blue Jays. This is the total package, and Donaldson answered all questions as he was a wire-to-wire sensation after being traded by the A's to the Blue Jays. Donaldson had a .371 on base, slugged .568 for the Jays. He was a force on the bases, runs aggressively and effectively, and had another outstanding season defensively. In one season, he went from a "does that WAR make sense?" to an MVP. Donaldson putting together a year where you could go old school counting stats or new school analytic stats, and either way, come away impressed. 41 homers, over 120 runs scored, runs batted in, second in the American League to Mike Trout in both slugging and WAR. And oh, by the way, if you're into clutch, was number 1 in the American League in win probability added. You're hip to that, right? That's clutch, man.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what you guys love, clutch. It's like, what's the win probability before your offensive act? What is it after? And those walk-offs, well, they change win probability.
That literally changes the probability.
There you go.
Correct?
Yes,
so,
exactly.
Last tape. Let's take a look at this one, BK. Let's see why Josh Donaldson is basically everyone's unanimous choice as the best third baseman. First of all, I mean, like we've been saying, this is a running theme here with the third baseman. What they do at the plate, but as well as defensively. He can go to his left and go into his right. How about this? 4 rows deep right there at the Rogers Center with all the, it might not be great pants. Don't worry, we're on the road. He still goes into the seats. But here you go. Here's your win probability. 1 walk-off, moonshot. Why? Because Twitter, he's what? The bringer of rain.
Yes.
That's like a ball that brings rain down. That's walk-off number 1. Is that enough for 2015? No. Number 2, are you kidding me? This looks like a line drive over the first baseman's head. Boom, right field, White Sox, sorry, we're celebrating again. And then this is my favorite one. Yeah, sweetheart, don't worry, he is the MVP. Check this out. Hang it. I mean, this is a no-doubt walk-off. This is about 35 rows deep. Let's enjoy. But once again, what I love is the consistency. Does he just hit home runs? No, 41 doubles. Does he score runs? 122. Drove in 123. He slugs. He's a plus defender, MVP. And when he came over from Oakland, I think a lot of people were saying, oh, he's in a much better hitter's park. Is it going to translate? It sure did translate. I mean, it was fun to watch, clutch situations, comes to play every day. Well-deserved.
Absolutely. And what I love is he brings the all-around game, which, again, is reflected in wins above replacement. I know people still beef about WAR, but at least it brings the totality of the player's production. And when you look over the last, 3 years here, or 13, 14, 15, yeah, 3 years, only Mike Trout is ahead of Josh Donaldson. Why? Again, the base running, it's for real. He's aggressive. He gets after it. The fielding is there as well. And now you go, what, Trout, Donaldson, Kershaw, Goldschmidt? I mean, that's the rare air. I think people still were wondering, like, still with Oakland, like, yeah, nice little player. Oh, that's a great story. Does the WAR number make sense? You know, like a lot of guys who have a big WAR number, whether it's Zobrist or Carlos Gomez, it takes a while to realize, oh, no, all that put together equals a great player. And I think this equals a great player.